Are you telling me that Lindsay Lohan doesn't have a twin sister?
No, Lindsay Lohan totally has a twin sister.
And she's English, right?
Yeah, but Lindsay Lohan killed her in a car accident that the media refuses to cover.
Right. Okay. That makes more sense.
Welcome back to this exciting episode of the Moderately Interesting Podcast. I'm your host, Aaron.
And I'm Mitch.
Mitch?
Yeah.
This is the only podcast that I'm aware of that is brave enough to ask the hard questions. Like, is spinning really such a neat trick?
I'll try spinning.
That's a neat trick. Yeah, it's May 4th. May the 4th be with you all today. Are we talking about our Bad Batch-ness? What we think about that, what our predictions are going to be. And yeah, we're going to be talking all Star Wars, so don't touch that dial. Stick around.
Play that theme song.
Play the theme song.
Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back, everybody. Oh my gosh.
All right.
All right. Mitch.
Yeah.
You know what time it is?
Question time?
Question time.
Question time.
Question time.
Question time.
Question time.
Question time. Okay.
It's that time again when Mitch ask us a question.
Mm-hmm. And if I remember correctly, 2 episodes ago,
it's a long time ago,
I asked a very, very important question.
Muy importante.
Which is your favorite Jedi fighting style and why?
Why? Yes, let's do this question because I am ready for it. Now, is the idea of this is just like the one that I think is the most cool, the most interesting, or is it like if I were a Jedi, this is the lightsaber form that I would be using?
Do those go hand in hand?
Not necessarily.
Okay. How about we start with if you were a Jedi and then we move into your favorite, coolest.
Okay. Gotcha. So if I were a Jedi, I think like one of the big things about Star Wars is, for all those of you who don't know, there are 7 forms of lightsaber combat.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of think of them as like, one is like karate, one is like judo, one's like Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Like, they're just different styles of combat. They share some similarities, but like generally they're pretty different, and you can tell a practitioner of one style versus a practitioner of another style.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I've kind of viewed them for a long time now, as like different style of martial arts. And it just seems to me like in the Star Wars universe, there needs to be a MMA version of lightsaber combat.
That'd be sweet.
And I don't mean like UFC where like there's like a cage match. But yeah, I just think that like I think when I was younger, when I was, more of an angsty teenager, I would have been all about Form 5, which is the aggressive lightsaber combat, like the one that Anakin uses. It's the one that Luke kind of instinctively uses.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that would have been like the one that I would have done when I was like I said, like a younger 18, 19.
Could we call it the Skywalker style?
Yeah. And I think that's like what I would have done. And like, yeah. And so, but I think like right now, I'm a little older, I'm a little wiser. I think I would be using more Form 3, which is the one that Obi-Wan uses.
Mm-hmm.
And that's more of a defensive form.
Okay.
And Form 3 and Form 5 are, at least in the old canon, I'm not sure how the current canon works right now, off the top of my head, but those used to be kind of related to each other. Practitioners of Form 3 created Form 5 to be a more offensive than defensive form. Mm-hmm. So like they're very much related. So I think I would be using like both of those kind of forms in tandem, kind of, a mixed martial art kind of a style. And
Okay.
yeah, I think that's kind of if I was a Jedi.
So it'd be kind
Uh,
of like a balanced
yeah, kind of like a balance kind of a thing.
yin yang.
Yeah, it would be more of like I use defense to tire out my opponent.
Hmm.
And then once I start to get wind of like, oh, they're losing their stamina, they're getting tired, that's when I would switch it to form
Hmm.
5 and then just go all out, go ham on them.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
that's what I think.
That makes sense. I mean, it's like a good sports team, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Defense wins championships. You heard it here
The
for
best
first, folks.
defense makes a better offense, or some
Yeah,
however that saying goes. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be like I think that would be the one that I would. Those are the two that I would kind of gravitate to the most.
Can you go through the 7 styles you said?
Yeah.
Can you just name them and just briefly say like
So
what they are?
Form 1 is Chincho. And that is like the most basic baby version. That's like the one the younglings were using in episode 2 when
Okay.
Obi-Wan crashes their class.
Hmm.
Form 2 is Makashi. That is Count Dooku's lightsaber form. And it's very much just fencing.
That one's
Um,
focused more on like lightsaber dueling, right?
yeah, that one is lightsaber v lightsaber combat. It's all about finessing angles, points of attack. Which, fun fact for all you listeners out there, Form 2 is the lightsaber form that Mitch's character uses in our lightsaber RPG game.
Mm-hmm. My Wookiee.
Your Wookiee Jedi.
It's the only one I'm familiar with.
Yeah. Form 3 called Soresu, if I'm remembering that correctly.
Hmm.
That is, like we were saying earlier, the Obi-Wan combat form. That is more defensive and made for countering lightsaber or not lightsaber bolts, but for blaster
Offensive
bolts.
attack. Oh, blaster bolts.
Yeah, it
Okay.
was designed for when blasters became a thing. So like Form 3 excels at reflecting them back at people.
Okay. Cool.
Form 4 is Ataru, and that is the lightsaber combat that Yoda uses. So it's a lot of acrobatics, a lot of jumping, a lot
Hmm.
of maneuvering. In the old legends, and I haven't read anything about it in current canon, but that was also the form that Qui-Gon was using,
Mm.
and that was what Obi-Wan was using in Episode 1.
Okay. I was going to ask what Qui-Gon used.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
answered my question.
yeah, Ataru, and Obi-Wan abandons it because he feels like it's reliant too much on jumping and maneuvering, and it leaves the practitioner too open. Obviously, Yoda, who is a master at that form, does not have those issues.
He kind of needs it
Yeah.
to get around.
Yep. Form 5, Gemso, is the like we said the combat form that Anakin used.
Hmm.
And primarily it's kind of the base form that Darth Vader uses. Darth Vader kind of uses all of those forms kind of combined. He's kind of like the first MMA guy
Uh-huh.
because he kind of has to with his limited mobility.
Right.
It's said before that Luke kind of instinctively uses Form 5
Hmm.
because he's so much like his father.
Right.
Form 6 is Nemon, which is kind of an interesting lightsaber form. It combines it's like essentially like trying to find openings in your lightsaber form and in your opponent's lightsaber form to use the force.
Okay. Like to attack with the force?
Yeah, to
Okay.
put them off balance.
Okay.
So like
Is that something like Mace Windu?
Mace Windu uses Form 7 actually.
Oh, okay.
Form 7 is Vapod,
Hmm.
and well, it's actually Gu. It's got a weird like Form 7 has two different types of it. And it's got Gu and Vapod.
Hmm.
Gu or however you pronounce it is what Darth Maul actually uses.
Okay.
And it's considered a very, very aggressive form, one that the Darksiders primarily use.
Hmm.
And then Vapod is what Mace Windu created. And it's the way Vapod works, the way that Mace Windu uses it is it channels the dark side users, your enemy's dark side, and it reflects it back at them.
Okay.
So and it's like another one where it's like kind of taboo because it's very aggressive and like it causes the Jedi to actually somehow use the dark side of the Force.
Okay.
So not a lot of people use that form.
So it's almost like Form 3 in that it's used to deflect, but it's deflecting the dark side.
Yeah, it's you're using your opponent's dark side or like your own inner dark side and like using like reflecting it out to your opponent.
They have to be a Sith Lord, or is it just a bad person with bad intentions?
You don't have to be a Sith Lord to use the dark side.
Okay.
So
they don't have to be a Force user. It could just be like Jango Fett.
That's a good question. I'm not sure if they answer that in the current canon right now.
Okay.
There's still a lot about the current canon that I am kind of having to relearn because of the reboot of the canon.
Right. I don't think they're even clear about the.
Probably not. I don't know.
Well, cool. Well, we have another question from a listener. Let's see. On Instagram. Again, if you want to reach us, if you want to ask us questions, go to The Moderately Interesting Pod. I changed the name, by the way.
Oh.
The Moderately Interesting Pod on Instagram. And you can ask us questions and talk to us there. You can see our awesome content. I just created a little video today of Elon Musk, which we'll call out in a little bit. We don't have time for it right now.
You want to call it right now?
Yeah, we'll do it in a minute.
Okay.
It's got to come naturally, you know.
Gotcha.
All right. So this is your friend Michael, right?
It is.
Okay. He says, how many Cirque du Soleil shows does Canto Bight have?
A lot.
That's a great question.
The question is there actually a Cirque du Soleil in the Star Wars universe? I think there might be
something like it.
Because I mean, people call it an opera that Palpatine and Anakin are watching in Episode 3. Right. That looks like a circus to me. Like that looks like they're like the circus.
The floating bubbles.
Yeah. So I think there is a show, Michael, every hour on the hour.
Yeah, they probably have 3 different groups that do 8 shows a day.
Yeah, there's probably a matinee on Saturdays.
So I think they have, if it's every hour on the hour, that's 24 shows a day.
24 shows.
Assuming that they have the same time.
Do you want to place any bets while you're at Canto Bight though? Because it looks like that's what they do there.
I mean, I've bet on horses before, so if Rose didn't mess it up, I'd probably bet on those. Bet on those horse things.
She did. So what are you going to do about it?
Just not bet on it because there isn't any horses to bet on. Might do some slot machines or something. I don't know.
Would you bet on a pod race?
Yeah, I'd bet on a pod race.
Okay. Put it on Anakin.
Yeah, I'd put it on Anakin.
All right, cool. You put it on Anakin. I'm going to go out for Sebulba.
Okay.
He always wins.
Well, spoiler alert, he doesn't win.
Oh, no, I'm broke. I'm broke now. I bet all my Dogecoins.
Yeah, I would only bet in Dogecoin.
Only bet in Dogecoins.
Which brings us to Elon Musk.
Okay.
The Doge father.
The Doge father? The father of Doge. Doge. No, Doge. I am your father.
Listen, all of you listeners out there, do us a favor and jump on Instagram. It's going to be one of the latest posts. It's got Elon Musk, half man, half Iron Man.
Half Iron Man.
You'll see it there. If you
tweet
will.
Tweet it out.
Tag him in it. Tweet it out.
Tweet it out. Twitter him with Twitter handles.
Because he needs to become Iron Man.
Yeah. It's true.
The time is here. The time is now. Become Iron Man.
Mitch, speaking of Iron Man, we've got some breaking news coming right now. gosh! Breaking news, everyone! Breaking news! Marvel has just released. I mean, they pretty much spilled the beans on everything, Mitch.
Everything?
Everything. What do you want to know?
I want to know everything.
Everything. Okay, well, that's unrealistic, but okay, let's go for it.
You just said they spilled the beans on everything, and I want to know everything.
It's called a metaphor, Mitch. I was going for innocence.
It wouldn't go over my head. I'm too fast. I would catch it.
We've got release dates for Black Panther 2 and Captain Marvel 2, along with new titles for them. Yeah. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever.
Awesome.
I'd give that a 10 out of 10 on the name.
11 out of 10 for me.
Okay, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
That's not really possible, but you did it.
I did it.
And that is debuting on July 8th, 2022.
July 8th, 2022.
And
that's Captain closer Marvel. Than I thought they would release that one.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see where they go with that.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel 2 is hereby called Marvels. The Marvels. Right. And that's going to be coming November 11th, 2022.
Okay.
And we've got...
I saw Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. That's going to be coming out February 17th, 2023.
Okay.
We also got the official name for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Volume 3?
Which is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Uh-huh.
That's coming out May 5th, 2023. So we still got a ways to go for those two.
I like how they are consistent with that. Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3.
Well, it was just Guardians of the Galaxy.
Matches his tapes. Yeah. You know? Yeah. Yeah, I guess the first one was just Guardians of the Galaxy.
And then we got our little teaser, a little spice of Fantastic Four coming soon.
Mm-hmm. Quick fan cast for Fantastic Four.
John Krasinski, Mr. Fantastic.
Uh-huh. And his wife is an Invisible Woman?
I guess.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? I mean, does she want to be in a Marvel movie? Sure, why not?
Sure. Elon Musk as Iron Man?
Elon Musk as Iron Man, yes.
Okay.
I want...
Who do you want as Fireman?
Aaron Paul.
Aaron Paul.
Yeah.
It fits everything.
I'm like on fire now, yo. Yeah, science.
And what about The Thing?
The Thing, I want Steve Martin.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. What about you? Go.
I just agree with all of the ones you said.
You're going to agree with all of them?
I'm going to say I got to go John Krasinski.
Okay.
Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
The Invisible Woman, his wife, I agree. Just if she wants to do it, make it easy. The chemistry would be there, right?
I would imagine.
Theoretically. So maybe that'd be good.
Unless they got divorced by the time. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't want to throw that out there, but
if they did.
If they did. Yeah.
I mean, it happens in Hollywood, so.
It does.
I want Zac Efron as the Human Torch.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I can get behind that one.
I've seen that one floating around, and I'm like, yeah, that fits. Yeah. Troy Bolton as the Human Torch. Well, cool. So, yeah, we got some good Marvel stuff coming. They did show a little bit of Eternals and
they did.
Black Widow, which are coming out later this year.
Those are coming out. Black Widow coming out this month. May.
Is that this month? Wow.
Oh, no, July. It was coming out in May last year.
They move everything around.
They've been around for a while. Yeah, we got Angelina Jolie holding a sword.
Right.
That's cool. Good for you, Angelina Jolie.
Who's the guy? He plays Stark, Rob Stark. What's his? Do you know his real name? The guy that plays Rob Stark. I'm excited to see him in Marvel. I like him.
Yeah, he should be getting more stuff than he is. Richard Madden.
Richard Madden. Okay.
Richard Madden.
Cool.
Madden 2021.
Madden 2021.
I haven't played it, but
Right.
yeah, that looks cool. We got some rumors coming out for Spider-Man. That's kind of unrelated, but so potential spoiler alert right now for Spider-Man No Way Home.
Potential.
3, 2, 1. Spoilers. Potentially. It looks like Matt Murdock's gonna be suiting up as Daredevil in it.
He's going to be suiting up, suiting up. Yes. Dreams do come true.
Yeah, it looks like he will be
Guys and gals.
Let me.
This is what dreams are made of.
Hey, don't be quoting my girl Hillary Duff at me. That's my girl.
That's fine.
I'm just kidding, man. I'm just kidding.
You know,
she's not my girl. She's not my girl, actually. So it's a sad reality.
I just like that song.
It's a good song.
Yeah.
When Hillary Duff.
We did talk about her last time, so I thought I'd throw that in there.
When Hillary Duff did a duet with Hillary Duff, that was pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm. Was that Hillary Duff? I thought it was the Italian chick that just looked like her.
Oh, I'm sorry. Don't mean to break the illusion, but that was Hillary Duff.
Are you telling me that Lindsay Lohan doesn't have a twin sister?
No, Lindsay Lohan totally has a twin sister.
And she's English, right?
Yeah, but Lindsay Lohan killed her in a car accident that the media refuses to cover.
Right. Okay. That makes more sense.
All right. Check it out, Mitch. I just sent you a picture of this so-called rumor of Charlie Cox dressing up as Daredevil.
The actual leak is he's back. Atlanta filming has pics of Charlie Cox as Daredevil on the set of No Way Home, and that's what he was going to drop today. Wow. Is that a different suit? Or is that...
I don't know.
I'm guessing from the past one.
I'm guessing this is a new suit. I'm not sure, though. I'm not positive.
It looks similar to the one that he has.
I mean, it would make sense that it would look similar. But yeah, folks, potential rumor, potential spoiler, we're going to see Daredevil suiting up in the show.
Yes.
Maybe we'll see
Kingpin too.
Yeah, another potential spoiler rumor is that Norman Osborn is going to be playing a critical role in the movie.
Yes.
And that we are getting...
Is that going to be played by Willem Dafoe?
We are getting William Dafoe as Norman Osborn.
Sweet.
So,
we
Spider-Man...
kill it.
Yeah, No Way Home could be potentially huge. Mm-hmm. What else? Let's see. I've got another thing, not with Spider-Man, but apparently for Falcon and the Winter Soldier, aka Captain America and the Winter Soldier, was Bucky. Have you heard about this, Mitch? Bucky was supposed to shed the name Winter Soldier and start going by White Wolf. Yeah,
I did hear that.
And it was supposed to end with not Captain America and the Winter Soldier, but Captain America and White Wolf.
Right.
But they cut that for some reason.
Yeah.
I think they should have left it in, honestly.
They should have, yeah. That would have been kind of it would have been a good way to close their character arcs.
Yeah, especially since Bucky's whole character arc is I am no longer the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, and Sam's was becoming Captain America.
Yeah, so it seems weird where it's like I am no longer the Winter Soldier. It's like Captain America and the Winter Soldier. Like, no, you're still the Winter Soldier. Yeah. We've got marketing plans for you, buddy. Like, you're still the Winter Soldier. We've got wintersoldier.com up, and like, we're not gonna get rid of that. Like,
right. I wonder if they're gonna announce that. I don't know. Maybe they'll make him the White Wolf, because isn't that a Wakanda thing?
Yeah. I mean, they told him to stay out of Wakanda for a while until this all blows over. So I'm wondering if we're gonna see Bucky go back to Wakanda at some point, maybe in Wakanda Forever. Maybe, I don't know.
That'd be neat.
Another thing is that Kevin Feige says Doctor Strange was going to appear in WandaVision, but was removed to keep the focus on Wanda.
Huh.
Commercials would have shown Strange trying to communicate with her.
Interesting.
So
that would have made for some good. I don't know. storyline there.
Yeah, I think that would have been good to see.
Because they're connected in a way.
Yeah.
The magic, yeah.
Yeah, I think it would have been good for the post-credit scene just to get that.
Yeah, he doesn't need to be in a full episode.
Yeah, we don't need a full episode. We don't need, and I don't think we need him to be like physically in the episode, but just hearing his voice, I think would have been good.
Right.
And finally, Tobey Maguire was spotted the other day sporting a beardless look, and looks like he has trimmed down and bulked up a little bit.
Wow. Or maybe he got bit by a spider.
A spider? Maybe he got bit by a Spider-Man?
I've heard if you get bit by a radioactive spider, you immediately have washboard abs, and if you wear glasses, they no longer are needed.
I can confirm that.
I am currently in search of a radioactive spider.
If you have a radioactive spider, please send us an email letting us know where we can pick it up.
Mm-hmm. I do not want to go to America's Best and get a new prescription/contacts.
Very fair. But also, please let me know.
Save me $150, please.
If the radioactive spider isn't a Sizzler, I'm going to pass.
It needs to be in an Outback Steakhouse,
at least,
or Texas Roadhouse.
I will compromise. I will go to an Applebee's.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Cool. That was a lot of rumors. I didn't know we had that many.
A lot of stuff going on right now. That was breaking news right there. You heard it here first, folks.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first.
And this is going out
right now. It's live.
This is live.
We'll do it live.
If you heard it before us, then
it wasn't real.
It was a fake leak.
It's only real right now.
Leak. Yep.
Only real right now. Also, if you're a Marvel insider and want to be a source for us, go ahead and let us know. We would be more than welcome to have inside sources.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you're like, say your name rhymes with Revan Reiki, and you want to be a source for us, that's cool.
Also, if you're part of the CIA or FBI, we would love to have inside sources on that stuff too.
Absolutely, yeah. If you are...
If you're an insider on anything, let us know.
If you're an insider on the show Insider, let us know.
Mm-hmm.
We would love to have an insider on Insider.
We want the scoop of everything.
Scoop.
Just a moderate amount. We don't want the whole thing. We don't want to be shorted. We just want to be moderately interesting. Yeah.
You guys can be full blown interesting. That's fine. I think that market's tapped out.
Keep it to yourself.
But the market for moderately interesting stuff, that's untapped. And we've got a monopoly on it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right.
Cool.
That was our breaking news segment.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the Star Wars.
Star Wars. We have, tell us a little bit about yourself, Aaron, and how you got into Star Wars.
Well, I'm a Gemini. I love long walks on the beach. How I got into Star Wars.
Wars. You can start there.
I don't see how any of that's relevant to my Star Warsness.
You never know.
I don't know. Maybe. It's really pretty simple. I'm not sure exactly what year it was. Probably it was either 95 or 97.
Right.
When I first got introduced to Star Wars, so I was either 4 or 6 years old.
Okay.
And my family was living in this little townhouse. And basically right across the street from us was like a Taco Bell. I think it was a Taco Bell.
Mm-hmm.
And I say 95 or 97 because at the Taco Bell, my parents got me a kids meal. This is like the first, I want to say that's like the first time I ever ate at Taco Bell.
Right.
And they got me like a little kids meal, and the kids meal at Taco Bell had a toy. And the toy was like, was a Star Wars toy. I don't even remember what it was. But I was like, wow, this is really cool. And I'm guessing it was 95 or 97 because 95 or 97 is when we had the VHS release for the theatrical cut for Star Wars, the original trilogy. And then 97, we got the special edition VHS release. I want to say 95 though, because I'm pretty sure by 97 we had moved. And I wasn't living next to a Taco Bell.
Okay.
So possibly 95. And I was like, oh yeah, this toy is really cool. And my dad's like, oh yeah, that's Star Wars. And I'm like, oh, what's Star Wars? And so my dad's like, oh, well, here you go. So like as I was like eating my dinner, my dad put on Star Wars on VHS.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and like what's really weird though is like my dad's not, he likes Star Wars, but he's not like a big fan like me.
Right.
And other than that, nobody else in my family likes Star Wars.
Right.
So I don't know if like I don't know how or why he had those VHS tapes. I don't know if he bought them himself. I don't know if like they were given as like a birthday Christmas gift or something like that. Like I don't know how we were in possession of those tapes. But they put it on for me, and that's it. I've been hooked ever since that moment.
Wow.
Um,
Life changing.
yeah, it really was. I remember just being blown away when watching A New Hope, and Obi-Wan's like, it's your father's lightsaber, and then Luke activates the lightsaber. I was just like, it's a laser sword. Like, yeah, I was really blown away by that. And then watching Empire, I don't have a clear memory of that, but I do remember just being like, Dad, like that's not his real dad, is it? Like at the end of the movie. Yeah. And
You were
yeah,
like, no.
yeah, I really was. And that has been like I've just loved it ever since the first watching of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Very good.
What about you? How did you get introduced into the Star Wars?
Uh, Pretty similar story. Um, my dad took me to. For those of you, I know we have some listeners in Utah. There used to be a dome-like theater in Riverdale, right on Riverdale Road, and my dad took me to that theater because they were playing A New Hope, and so I went to that, and I was about the same age, probably like 5 or 6.
Yeah. So
And
was this
yeah,
like 97, do you think? Like, because I know in 95 and 97 they re-released them, and one was for the special edition. They put the special edition on in the theaters.
yeah, it would have been around then.
Yeah.
So I was 5. I would have been 5 then.
5, yeah.
Yeah.
That's about the time.
So yeah, I saw that, and then um, I think for my birthday or Christmas or something, I got a couple of action figures. I got Han Solo,
Oh, nice.
Luke Skywalker, and Darth Vader. And I remember Han Solo or Luke Skywalker. I got the regular Luke Skywalker, like in
Uh-huh.
his Tatooine clothing, and then I also got the one where he's in his stormtrooper attire and he's got the
Oh,
removable
gotcha.
helmet.
Yeah,
And I remember
I remember that.
I was so mad I lost the helmet somewhere.
I I think
So
probably around that time, maybe it was 96. It was definitely before episode 1 came out, which was 99.
right,
Um for Christmas, my grandma was like, what does, like, asked my mom, like, what does Aaron want for Christmas? And she's like, oh well, he's really into Star Wars now. And
hmm
so my grandma was like, oh, okay, I'll get him like a Star Wars toy.
right.
And Christmas comes, and she gives me my present. My grandma gives me a present, bless her heart. And I open it up, and I'm assuming I was 5, 6 years old, but I'm assuming it was like action figure toy of the Starship Enterprise.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, what is this?
A flying hockey puck.
Yeah, I was like, is this a center for ants? Like I was like, and like I imagine 5-year-old me, 6-year-old me was visibly disappointed
Right.
in that. And eventually at some point my mom and my grandma and we went to Target, and I guess we returned it, and my grandma got me a Millennium Falcon. Like like as a child it was huge. But it was
Was it the
probably
one
like
with the blue lights?
it
Like
was,
it had like the 5 buttons on it, and you could press them. And
yeah, it was, but it was also like a Holly Pocket or whatever, where I could like flip it open, and I
oh,
could like
okay,
open into the inside of it.
yeah.
And like, yeah, like you could like see like, oh, like there's where Chewie and
Was it? Did it fit the action figures?
possibly the action figures I had were like way huge though. Like I
Okay.
had like a Han Solo that was like 12 inches long.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, like it was
That's
huge.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one I had was like maybe like 4.5.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Just little.
But yeah, I had this like huge Han Solo action figure. I had this huge Luke Skywalker action figure. I had this
Size
Millennium
matters.
Falcon. Yeah, size does matter.
Yeah.
Don't let her tell you otherwise.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a similar one. Like I
Yeah.
had a Millennium Falcon. It had a like a little cover over the back, the top, and you
Yeah.
could lift it open, and it had the little table where they play the game.
Yeah.
There's a door that dropped down that they could climb up in,
Yeah.
And then the cockpit had a little door on a hinge type of a thing.
Gotcha.
You could lift the window up and put your guys in there.
Yeah, I wonder if I can like find a picture of this Millennium Falcon that I had. But
But yeah, that's kind of how I got into it. And then I remember seeing the prequels, and it was obviously much more entertaining because it was newer.
right.
And as a kid, you're like, oh, whoa, Jar Jar Binks is hilarious. And the fighting was different.
Right.
There was more lightsaber action.
Yeah. So, funny story. When episode 1 came out, 99.
Uh-huh.
What was it? May. Let me look it up.
It's definitely springtime.
Yeah, May 19th, 1999.
Okay.
And so like I knew as a kid, I was 8 years old, and I knew, like Star Wars episode 1 is out. Like this is episode 1. This is the first episode. And like I remember getting ready for school that day, and like my mom had the news on, and like the news was like Star Wars is coming out, and like look at this huge line at the movie theaters.
Right.
And I was like, oh my gosh. And like I was like, Mom, can we please, like before you drop me off at school, can we please just drive by the movie theater and like so I can see the line?
Uh-huh.
And she was like, no, we can't do that. Like the movie theater was nowhere near my elementary school.
Right.
And I was just like, no, please, Mom, can we just like look at the theater, please? Like I just want to see the line. Like, and she's like, no, like we have to go to school. You're like, we're gonna be late already.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh, okay. And so I went to school, and like there was already like a couple of kids that's like who weren't there because they were playing hooky to go see Star Wars. And I was just like, what a bummer. And school ends, my mom picks me up, and she was like, how was school? And I was like, I was fine, I guess, whatever. And she's like, do you want to drive by the movie theater? Do you want to see the line? And I was like, there's still a line? And she's like, yeah. You want to stop by? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, okay. So she takes me to the movie theater, and my local movie theater is like right at the corner of 2 streets. So we pull up, like we got a red light, and like I'm looking at the line, I'm just like, holy cow, it's wrapping around the whole movie theater. That's insane. And I didn't realize it. And then we get to the corner, and standing at the corner is my dad. And
nice.
I was like, what's Dad doing? And then my dad holds up 2 tickets. Like we're not like I'm not even like we're not communicating right now. We're just like I'm looking out through the window, and I was just like, and my mom was like, go. So I like jump out of the car. And yeah, I saw.
She's like, yeah, my dad or your dad and I are going to the movie while you're at school.
Drive home. Yeah, drive yourself home now, kid. Like, yeah, and then it turns out my uncle was there too, so I saw the movie with me, my dad, and my uncle, and it's like one of those memories that like I always have, will always have.
Right.
And then like I tell my dad about it, and he's like, oh yeah, I kind of remember that. Like it sounds familiar. Like it left no impact on my dad, and this was like a life-changing event for me.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So that's how I saw episode 1.
Cool.
Yeah.
That I feel like most of the Star Wars movies have some kind of a memory to them.
Oh yeah.
Seeing them for the first time.
Yeah, episode 3 was the first movie I ever saw at midnight. I did a midnight release.
I skipped school to see that.
Nice.
9th. Nope. 7th grade.
7th grade for you. I was in 8th grade. So I was like, yeah. And episode 7, Force Awakens, I saw in LA at the Chinese Theater,
Right.
which is where Star Wars: A New Hope premiered at. So that was pretty cool.
That is
And
cool.
I even got interviewed by my local news station about it.
Yeah.
So, I got some street cred with Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say.
Yeah, if you look up like KTLA 5 Force Awakens release day or something like that, like there's probably a video that'll pop up and I'm like, ah. Yeah.
Did you dress up?
No, I didn't dress up for that one. Did I? No, I did not. My buddy picked me up, Michael, who asked the question. We saw it together, and he picked me up, and so like he drove over, got out of his car, and knocked on my door, and I answered the door with a lightsaber, not knowing that he also had a lightsaber with him. And we're like in our early 20s, and we're just having a lightsaber fight in my front yard when he picked me up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
Yeah.
So Star Wars clearly runs deep in our families and in our blood.
Force is strong in my family. I have it. My father has it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, my family's the same. They're kind of like less than moderate fans. They're not moderate. They're less than moderate fans.
But they're still moderately interesting.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely a bigger fan. I like to get into the deep discussions of Star Wars, which we will be doing on this show.
Let's do it.
Yeah. All right, so we got coming up. We've got the Bad Batch.
We got Bad Batch coming up.
We got Bad Batch.
Yeah.
Actually, before we get to that, I have a question for you.
I got an answer for you, maybe.
All right. I want you to rank. I want you to look at
all 9 Star Wars?
Each trilogy.
Oh, each trilogy.
Mm-hmm. And I want you to give me the best, the middle, for 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Okay.
Not the best, because some of them, they're all the best.
Okay.
Start with the prequels. No, start with the sequels. Let's just get those over with.
I'd put them at 3.
Okay.
3. I like the I do like the sequels. I don't dislike them. I really like Kylo Ren. I think that is one of the better characters in Star Wars. I really like The Force Awakens. I am on the Last Jedi spectrum. I am more on the dislike than like. But my opinions have changed rather recently. I used to really dislike that movie, and now I have kind of softened up on it.
On The Last Jedi?
On The Last Jedi. A little bit, at least. And, we could do like a whole other thing about The Last Jedi at some point.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I think my opinions are changing on it. They're not as harsh and strong as they used to be when I first saw that movie.
Right.
Maybe we can get Michael on at some point, because I saw The Last Jedi with him. Mm-hmm. And he could maybe describe my reaction when I watched it, because he was sitting right next to me. And yeah, Rise of Skywalker I enjoy. It has issues, obviously. Mm-hmm. But I still enjoy it as a Star Wars movie. A lot like how Return of the Jedi has issues, but I still enjoy it.
Right.
Yeah, and going from there to number 2, I would put the prequels at number 2. Mm-hmm. Really, episode 1 is okay. It's not my favorite. It's got issues. Everybody knows the issues with episode 1. Episode 2, I think, has just as many issues as episode 1, if not more. So I am not a big fan of episode 2. In fact, Clone Wars kind of does a whole little arc to kind of explain episode 2 a little more clearly. Mm-hmm. So I think that kind of gets a point knock against it, where you have to have a TV show to kind of explain the plot in your movie.
Right.
And then episode 3 is really good. I think episode 3 actually does still hold up. I think it's a more darker, but still feels like Star Wars. Mm-hmm. And yeah, then we get to the original trilogy, which I think that's still the best. I don't think the prequels or the sequels have surpassed them.
Right.
So, yeah.
I agree.
Now, what is your favorite Star Wars film?
My favorite Star Wars film
Mm-hmm.
out of the 9?
Out of the 9, or actually, we'll go 10 technically. Oh no, out of
11? Solo? Are
Solo,
you counting Rogue?
Rogue One, and the Clone Wars animated movie.
Oh,
There's
right.
12.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
And the Christmas special. No,
wasn't a
I
theatrical
haven't
release.
haven't actually seen that.
Yeah.
My favorite Star Wars film, honestly,
Go for it. Honestly,
I don't want to put the originals down, but
go for it.
Revenge of the Sith
Okay.
is my favorite one. I think that the emotions are stronger
Mm-hmm.
in that one than any other Star Wars film. The relationship between Anakin and Obi-Wan, because you see it unfold, you see it build over 3 movies,
Mm-hmm.
and then they fight at the end, and it's just like insane.
Yeah.
That was my favorite. I mean, that fight alone is my favorite one of my favorite cinematic fights
It's a
of
good
all
fight.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a good fight.
it's got great dialogue, got great skills involved. It's master and apprentice fighting each other.
Right.
So that would be my favorite.
That's a good pick. I mean,
Yeah.
that was my favorite for a long time.
Yeah,
So
it's a good one.
Yeah, I am not saying that is a poor choice by any means. So for me, I kind of play a semantics game as to my favorite Star Wars, and I recognize though that it's not the best Star Wars. So like in my mind, my favorite Star Wars and the best Star Wars movies are 2 separate movies.
Right.
So my favorite Star Wars is Return of the Jedi.
Okay.
And because for me, Return of the Jedi is everything that these 5 movies have been building to. Finally, we reach the climax of it. Will Anakin stay as Vader? Will he redeem himself? We've got Luke, who is trying to save his father.
Uh-huh.
We've got the Emperor, who is still manipulating, and the puppet master behind everything, and it all revolves around this, and the galaxy will forever be changed as to what happens right here, right now.
Right.
There's a lot of lines in Return of the Jedi that I love. I love when Luke is like, "I sense the conflict within you. Let go of your hate," and then Darth Vader gives like the most painful, sad line that I think that in one of my favorite lines in all of Star Wars, where he says, "It is too late for me, son." And that is like, oh man, we are kind of leaving Darth Vader, and we've got Anakin kind of talking right there.
Right.
Like recognizing like I have done too many awful things for me to be saved and be a good person.
The other thing to kind of go along with that point, in Empire Strikes Back, he doesn't know that he has a son until later on. And then you have the time between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi where Vader is like, I'm a dad. You know what I mean? And so he's got all these feelings growing in him. Yeah.
Not to discount what you just said, but in the current canon, we do know that Vader knows of Luke Skywalker between 4 and 5 now.
Oh, okay.
So, but yeah, I think you still have a valid point.
Right. Is it like a feeling, or does he know for sure that Luke is his son?
In between 4 and 5 in Star Wars comic, the series is called Star Wars. Vader hires Boba Fett, and Boba Fett tracks down the identity of Luke Skywalker.
Okay, so he knows before.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, he says, "I only got it." Like the panel is like, "I only got a name," and he's like, "What's the name?" And he's like, "Skywalker." And then like Vader is like on like a Star Destroyer, and he's looking out into space. And then he starts like with the Force cracking the glass. And that
would be cool to see in Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, that would be cool. And he's just like, I have a son. It's really cool. It's a cool moment.
Yeah.
There's another cool moment in the comic books where Luke and Vader fight very, very briefly between episodes 4 and 5.
Uh-huh.
And so Luke pulls out his lightsaber and like challenges Vader to a fight.
Mm-hmm.
And Vader is like playing around with him, and he's just like, "Oh, you're just a learner. You're still just a beginner. Blah blah blah."
Join me.
And well, not yet, because he's like, "You're pathetic.
Uh-huh.
Your form." He's like mocking his form and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
And Luke is like, "You killed my father," and he's like, "You'll have to be more specific. Do you know how many fathers I've killed?"
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and then Vader like force pushes him, and then force grabs his lightsaber away from him,
Uh-huh.
and he's like about to kill Luke with his lightsaber and his red lightsaber, and then he looks down and he notices that that's his old lightsaber,
Uh-huh.
and he's like, "Wait, what?" And then Luke's able to escape, and he gets his lightsaber back, and that's when he hires Boba Fett, because he's like, "That lightsaber, I know it."
So find who it
Find
is.
out find out who this kid is. Yeah,
Okay.
that's pretty cool.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's really interesting. Yeah, I didn't know. I thought he kind of is figuring it out during Empire Strikes Back, and then
yeah. So in the movie, he talks to the Emperor, and the Emperor is like, "This is the son of Skywalker," and like, Vader's like, "How is this possible?" Like, so like we know with the context of the comic that he's just trying to play this down,
right.
because in the comic he is absolutely trying to get Luke back to join him to overthrow the Emperor. So he's just playing dumb in the
Okay.
movie. Yeah, and you can read that story if you have Marvel Unlimited. Marvel Unlimited, you can read almost all of the Star Wars comics, both canon and legends. We are
Mm-hmm.
not sponsored by Marvel Unlimited, although we would like to be. So
Yeah. So Marvel Unlimited
you can sponsor us, and
person
we
in
will
charge.
talk. We will talk all about how great your service is.
Yeah. Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely,
Because you'll be paying us to do it.
absolutely. And I mean, look, we're already not paid to do it, and we're doing it. So
And we're doing
just
a moderately fantastic job.
it is moderately better than other services that I've used.
It's moderately better than anybody else.
It's definitely, it blends well with the idea of being moderately interesting. So maybe you might want to sponsor, a show that is moderately interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll hit that moderate fan base, which is
And if you want
everybody.
us, yeah, and if you want us to be sponsored by Marvel Unlimited, make sure to subscribe and drop a review.
And listen. Just listen
And
to
listen,
everything we say.
keep listening. Put it, just play it in your pocket with, the volume off.
Yeah.
And that helps us get the big money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
So I have one more question.
Okay.
What is your favorite Star Wars video game?
Oh man, that's a good one.
You can only choose one.
Only choose one.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's a tough one. I guess I will go with the boring answer of Knights of the Old Republic.
Okay.
It stands the test of time in that like I have played it multiple times. I recently did a playthrough of it this year. And I can see myself keep playing that game.
Mm-hmm.
I still think there are other games out there, however, that are still very good, that I still very much enjoy, and that are actually canon. But I will refrain from mentioning them because I will keep to your rules of one game.
One game.
Okay.
One game to rule them all.
One game. Yeah. If it was Desert Island and I only had one video game to play that's Star Wars related, it'd be that one.
Okay. And forgot to follow up on your previous question. What is the best Star Wars movie? You gave us your favorite.
Empire Strikes Back.
Empire Strikes Back.
Empire Strikes Back is the best Star Wars movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's hard pressed to argue that. But
yeah, I think I agree with that. I would say, now that we've discussed this, I would say Revenge of the Sith is my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Empire Strikes Back is definitely the best.
Yeah.
Followed closely by The Last Jedi. No, I'm not even going to go there. I'm not going to go there.
What about you? What is your favorite Star Wars video game?
My favorite Star Wars video game. I haven't played. I've played a little bit of Knights of the Old Republic,
Mm-hmm.
but not all the way through. It's really random. I got it on my iPad,
Oh
and
yeah,
it is
yeah.
not fun to play on an
I
iPad.
I would imagine not. I would
So
imagine not. I
I'll
mean,
probably find a way to play it on a different platform.
yeah. You could
Because I
probably
would
play it
like to
on your
play it.
Xbox.
Yeah, I think I can.
I
I
don't know
think
if
it's
I don't
been.
know if it's on Game Pass or not, but I know it's backwards compatible.
Yeah, I think it is on Game Pass.
Oh,
So
there you go.
on Wednesday, that's when that might take place.
Cool.
Um, along with the thousand other games I want to play. Um, I really liked Jedi Fallen Order.
That's good.
So
That was kind of up there. That was the one that I was kind of debating with for a while.
yeah, I'd probably go with that one. Unless the desert island had good Wi-Fi and I could play online with people, I would choose Battlefront. But
Okay. Yeah.
if it didn't, then I would go with Fallen Order.
Yeah. Squad. Like I was considering Squadrons for a hot second, but I wouldn't want to be on a desert island that doesn't have Wi-Fi, so I can't play with other people.
Right. And I would choose Battlefront over Squadrons because
Okay.
you get both the
You
ground
you get
fighting
both. Yeah.
and the dog fighting,
Yeah.
if you so choose.
Not literal dogfighting though. We don't condone that.
We don't do that.
Yeah.
Aerial dog fighting,
There we go. Right.
airplane, spaceship, dog
X-wing
fighting.
versus TIE fighter.
Uh-huh.
What does TIE stand for in TIE fighter? Do you know?
Tactical intercepting experimental.
Ooh, that's a good guess.
Do you know?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a twin ion engine.
Oh. That was my second guess. So
There you go.
should've
I
gone
mean,
with that
I knew
one
you had
first.
it. Yeah.
Yep. Too bad.
Too bad.
All right, Aaron, what's
All right.
coming up? What's coming out tonight?
Well, we got Bad Batch coming out, and this is right now kind of our speculation on Bad Batch.
Uh-huh.
What we think is going to happen, how much we're looking forward to it, yada yada yada.
Right.
Mitch, are you excited for Bad Batch?
I'm moderately excited.
Okay,
Yeah, moderately excited.
I'm excited. I think I can say that I am just excited for this new Star Wars entry.
Right.
And yeah, I'm glad to see that the animation isn't done with Clone Wars.
Mm-hmm.
That we're going to be getting more.
It's pretty iconic by now.
Yeah, especially because have you seen that Matt Liner, the voice for Anakin Skywalker, has come out and said that he is not done playing Anakin.
I did see that.
So that's interesting. I don't know if we're going to get like an Anakin flashback in Bad Batch somehow. I don't know if we've got some future projects coming out where he'll be involved in.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all very interesting.
Yeah.
But sticking let's just stick with Bad Batch for a second. What are your hopes for the show? What do you hope to see in however many episodes we get?
Well, I'll just say this, generally speaking, because I don't really know much about the Bad Batch.
Mm-hmm.
I have not finished Clone Wars.
Okay.
I have watched the trailer, so I know the basic premise of the show.
Sure.
I am just hoping for some just good old fashioned Star Wars, and like I hope they don't do anything too crazy. I hope it's moderately crazy.
Okay.
And I hope that it's just got a good storyline.
Gotcha.
And I want to be my favorite thing with any TV show and movie. I like / hate being attached to main characters.
Gotcha.
I hate it because sometimes they die and I'm really sad.
Right.
And I like it because it makes me more invested in the show.
Right.
/ movie. So I'm hoping that there's some good character development and it's not just bland. I hope for that. So that's what those are my hopes.
Okay.
What about you?
So I'm hoping we see the Empire transition from clone troopers to stormtroopers.
Mm-hmm.
I hope we see that. I hope we kind of get some more point of view of the clones, how they react, how they feel after doing Order 66. I hope to see like a lot of them, or maybe not a lot of them, but like, a good chunk of them being like, man, I don't know. Like we fought with these guys for 3 years, and like they're the only ones who treated us well.
Right.
And we just killed them. Like that was really messed up. And then I want to see like other clones, like good soldiers follow orders, good soldiers follow orders.
Right.
So I want to see something like that. I want to see, yeah, and then like how they feel when the stormtroopers come in, and it's like we've been fighting for 3 years. We like you guys bred us for this, and you're already replacing us. Like that's messed up.
Uh-huh.
I want to see. I don't know. Maybe we can see Rex in there at some point, kind of recruiting people away from the Grand Army.
Uh-huh.
With Bad Batch specifically, I kind of want because they're kind of like the special forces slash like like dark, like they don't leave people behind. They go on like top secret missions.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of think it would be cool if we see Bad Batch kind of get split up. Like half of them are like, we should not be working for the Empire. And like the other half is like, the part of them that's like, this is what we do. This is what we're meant to do. Like we have to serve. And like, I want to see like a lot of like, I was designed and my purpose is to serve the Republic. The Republic does not exist anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Republic is gone. And like
so we're free or something.
Yeah, it's kind of like and like so like you have no jurisdiction in giving me orders anymore.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, that's kind of what I hope to see. I don't think we'll see that all obviously in this first episode, but that's how I can see throughout the series and or see. I don't know if we're gonna get multiple seasons of Bad Batch. I would imagine we are. I don't know if it's just a mini series where we're just gonna get one season and then we're done, but that's my hope for the series as a whole, however long that may be.
Yeah, I think we'll see a series or multiple seasons.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
And I like what you said. I hadn't thought about it that way. There's a lot of things that we haven't really seen as far as the transition of the Republic into the Empire.
Yeah.
And like, to your point, the clone troopers into stormtroopers. That's really interesting. I never really thought about that because they, in Revenge of the Sith, they're still clone troopers, and
right.
then A New Hope,
they're stormtroopers. Yeah, and we know that stormtroopers are the clone troopers and the stormtroopers. There was a transition period, but the stormtroopers are separate from clone troopers. Like
right, because it's like joining the military.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's people that want a job.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we'll see that, and I want to see kind of like a moment of realization of like we were just pawns in this whole thing, and nobody cares about us, and the only people who did care about us, we killed.
Right. And it'd be interesting to see like some kind of I don't know, like a reflection on society, like PTSD type of a scenario with Order 66 and those that felt bad doing it. And just seeing how they live after doing that. And it's probably not going to be too dark because I think it's going to be aimed towards children, being an animation.
I think
we'll see. They do tend to go a little bit.
I mean, Clone Wars was pretty dark for a kids show, for a show that was on Cartoon Network.
Right.
But yeah.
So
I'm interested in seeing that.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
We don't have to wait very long.
Yeah.
For that, and you guys don't have to wait any longer for our thoughts. We're gonna throw it out right now. We're gonna time travel to the future, and future Aaron and future Mitch are gonna be taking it from here. Future
so
Aaron,
stay tuned.
Future Mitch, take it away.
Take it away.
All right, thank you, past Mitch and past Aaron, past me.
Yeah, this was future Mitch and Aaron, but now it's present Mitch and Aaron.
Present, and then by the time you listen to it, it'll be past Mitch and Aaron.
Yeah, so
figure
that one out.
Well, I can't. Let's just stop. We tried. We can't do this.
Hey, May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you too, buddy.
Yeah, happy May the 4th be with. How do you say that? Do you say happy May the 4th be with you, or happy May the 4th?
I think it's just May the 4th be with you.
You just say it?
Yeah, it's just
It's not happy like a holiday. It's just
no, because I mean, like when does Yoda ever go like and happy May 4th, like may the happy force be with you?
right. It's true.
It's just may the fourth be with you. You know.
Yeah.
So a lot of stuff has happened since a couple hours ago when we were last talking.
A lot of Star Warsy stuff has
A
happened.
lot of Star Warsy stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to talk real quick about the Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser
Hmm.
that we're going to be getting in Florida.
Is that the hotel?
That's a hotel that it's a hotel attraction that's going to fully immerse guests by putting them aboard a Star Cruiser for a multi-day story experience.
Interesting.
And that's the one where we finally got to see. It's been rumored for a while. The quote unquote real life lightsabers. Did you see
saw
the
that today.
trailer for that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Where she like full on just like has the lightsaber like extend. It's insane.
Yeah. It looks real. It's amazing.
Yeah, it looks cool.
How do you think the tech works?
No idea.
It's mind blowing.
I don't really know at all how that's working, how they did that. I would guess magic.
Disney
I'm
magic.
I'm like watching it again right now, and I'm just like I don't know how they did that.
I've heard that it's similar to like a tape measure. So it's going to have like a roll in the bottom, and then it will come out, and it'll be kind of like a tape measure is kind of rounded, so it holds its form.
I mean, the blade looks a little shorter than the ones they're selling right now, but
yeah,
maybe not a whole lot.
Right.
But
it looks cool. Looks believable.
Yeah, it looks good. Maybe in a year from now, we have enough people to listen that we can be considered media, and we can go as a media, and we can report on it.
Yeah. We'll get the inside scoop.
Yeah. We'll definitely try.
Important.
Yeah. For sure.
I think it's worth it. I think it's worth a try.
They're gonna just say no. It's like, okay, whatever. Well, we'll just go another time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at the very least, I really want to do this. Might have to start saving up money and doing this.
Yeah. Now, is that in both Disneyland and Disney World, or just one?
Just in Florida.
Okay.
So I'll stop off in Tennessee, crash
hitch a ride,
and then we're just off to Florida.
Or we can take $50 Allegiant flights down to Florida.
Or we could just take a $50 Allegiant flight. That sounds way better.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe not way better. It's Allegiant after all.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know which one is safer.
This episode is brought to you by Allegiant Airlines. Allegiant Airlines, for when you want to fly with a lawnmower engine.
50 cc's.
Yeah. Allegiant Airlines, for when you don't have enough money to fly Southwest. Allegiant Airlines.
When you just need to get somewhere.
Allegiant Airlines. Yeah, we know. We're not our top choice either. You can sponsor us, Allegiant. We're here for it.
Yeah, we're here for it. Make those $50 Allegiant tickets free. Yeah. 99. Free 99.
Free 99. Allegiant Airlines. What? You couldn't afford to fly a real airline?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Allegiant Airline, flying recycled airplanes since 1943.
Allegiant Airlines. Oh no, we definitely couldn't pass a safety exam.
So yeah, Allegiant. Since we just crapped all over you.
Balls in your court, Allegiant.
Let's see what you got.
Next time we're flying Allegiant, they're like, Yeah, we've been randomly selected for additional security.
You're on the no-fly list.
You're on the no-fly list. Oh no.
Oh man.
Oh man. All right. Anything else you want to talk about before we get into the meat and potatoes of it? There's
No.
a lot of cool stuff that was kind of like a lot of little things. They announced StarWars.com had a like Luke and Leia Skywalker like lightsaber hilt thing that they were selling.
Uh-huh.
It looked pretty cool. It was $350. By the time I clicked on the link, they are already sold out.
Wow.
Not that I would be. I mean, I would like that, but like, yeah, I don't have $350 to just burn like that. But
Yeah.
didn't even get the chance. They're sold out already.
Right.
What else?
I don't know. There's a lot of good Star Wars gear out there.
Yeah, just a lot of good Star Wars stuff. Let us know. Did you buy anything that was Star Wars related today?
I didn't buy anything, but I
Tag us.
thought about buying stuff.
Tag us and.
Oh, you're talking to the listeners, not to me.
Yeah, I'm talking to the listener. Yeah, I'm not talking to you, Mitch.
My bad.
Let us know. Let us know. Tag us and let us know if you got anything cool, and then maybe we'll buy it from you. Probably not. Probably not, but maybe. Yeah, let's talk about Bad Batch.
Bad Batch.
Bad Batch.
Execute Order 66.
All right, Aaron.
All right.
You saw it?
I saw it.
You just barely saw it, huh?
I just barely saw it right now, yeah.
Fresh.
Thanks a lot, work.
All right, what are your thoughts?
It was pretty freaking cool.
Yeah.
It was pretty awesome. I'm excited to see it next week. I wonder if we're gonna get them every Tuesday, or I'd assume every Friday.
Yeah, I think it's switching to Fridays.
It'd be cool if we got a new episode this Friday.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
That'd be really cool. Yeah, I really liked it.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts? You saw it.
Yeah, I really liked it as well. I like that it kind of felt like they just transitioned from Clone Wars. And again, I haven't seen season 7, but I know it roughly what happens. Seems like it was just like a smooth transition, and they're just basically switching the lead characters.
Definitely. I mean, like the fact that we get Star Wars: The Clone Wars, and then like the sign like burns away, and then we get Bad Batch.
Yeah.
Definitely lets you know that you're gonna want to watch Clone Wars before you watch this.
Right.
And it was really cool. I really liked. I mean, like just the first 10 minutes. I think if they would have just given us the first 10 minutes and then been like, "All right, see you next week," I would have been like, "I hate you," but that was awesome. Like, yeah, we got to see Bad Batch, what they were doing during Order 66. And it turns out they were with Kanan.
They were with Kanan?
Yeah.
Is that who the little kid is?
Yeah, that's Kanan.
Is Kanan's name Caleb?
Yeah, that's his real name. Kanan's real name is Caleb.
Okay. That all looked familiar. Like the lightsaber.
Yeah.
I was like, I swear I've seen that lightsaber before.
Yeah, that's all Kanan. We see Kanan with his master.
And we've seen flashbacks too in Rebels of her. Yeah.
Yeah, and we saw Kanan and her name's Deba Baliba. We see her in season 7 of Clone Wars, so like you wouldn't have seen that yet, but we see Kanan and Caleb there like very briefly for a scene.
Okay.
But yeah, that's Caleb who becomes Kanan. And it was like really cool because like I was like, oh my gosh, like they're doing this, and it just reminded me in Rebels season 1 when Kanan is being tortured by the Grand Inquisitor. And like the Grand Inquisitor is like, tell me, Jedi, like what was the last thing your master said when she sacrificed herself saving you? And then Kanan's like, Kanan like is like being tortured, and he looks down, and he's just like, run.
Mm-hmm.
And like it was just so cool to actually like see that
Yeah.
in the show, and I was like, holy cat, like that was like really awesome.
Right.
Love Kanan. Kanan is one of my favorite characters in all of Star Wars.
It's also cool to see like some like that serious moment play out, and also have the Bad Batch be a part of it.
Yeah, for sure. I have to. I've read the Kanan comics, but that was like a couple of years ago now, so I'm not up to date on it. But I'm pretty sure in the Kanan comics, we saw Order 66 in the comics, and it was different. Obviously, like the Bad Batch weren't there.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing I'd have to like grab my comics and like flip through them again right now. But obviously, this is the current canon version now. If we are contradicting the comics,
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, look, I'm actually on Wikipedia right now, which is the Star Wars wiki,
Uh-huh.
and right now I'm on Deba Baliba, and it says there are two conflicting sources of this article: Star Wars Canon, which is the comic, and Star Wars The Bad Batch. So yeah, we've got a little bit of a retcon, I guess, going on now.
Mm-hmm.
But that's okay. I would imagine that the show trumps the comic.
Yeah, most of the new stuff on Disney Plus.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I mean, like canon,
minus the new. Yeah.
Yeah, the comic was canon when it came out. It came out, and I'm looking it all up right here. I don't know all these dates off the top of my head, but it came out April 1st, 2015. And yeah, like I believe like the first part, the last Padawan, is like where it shows Kanan's Order 66, what happened to him, but obviously none of that is probably canon anymore. So we're already getting some good contradictions in the canon. So that's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all in all, I like that. I really liked when Hunter and Caleb were like talking by the cliff.
Uh-huh.
And Hunter's like, hey, like we don't know what's going on, like, but like come on, we'll figure this out, kind of a thing. Very, very Empire Strikes Back with Vader and Luke at the end of Empire. How Luke's like hanging on there, like, you know, over the edge, and like Kanan like steps back and like almost falls into the cliff.
Right. And
you have like this Empire figure, Vader and Hunter, who's not really like in it, like, but like, you know, who's a clone trooper.
Well, Empire. He just saw his master get destroyed.
Yeah, exactly. Troopers. And like, yeah, they're both like, hey, like, join me. Like, it's like very like it's I mean, I think it was meant to like allude to that, and I thought that was pretty cool.
Right, and it's a good thing he didn't, because who knows what would have happened. Yeah. And
I don't know. Yeah.
And then we'd have to retcon Rebels.
We have to retcon Rebels, and we don't want to do that. Don't retcon Rebels.
I think Kanan has one of the best arcs in Star Wars.
Yeah,
Star Wars history.
Kanan is one of my favorite characters. I mean, he pretty much is my favorite character because my favorite character is Luke. Yeah. So like, yeah. Besides Luke, it's Kanan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's good. I really liked the dynamic and like the chemistry between the Bad Batch. They didn't seem like clones; they seemed like brothers.
Right.
And so that was kind of fun. They all kind of have their different qualities. They've each been like experimented on, or they have different. You know, you got Wrecker, who's like the explosives guy that punches his way through. You got Tech, who's all in his name. You know,
he's Donatello.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could just call him Donatello. It'd be fine.
Yeah, Donatello.
Yeah, I really liked how they. I mean, it was kind of like maybe not like a weak explanation, but it was just like an explanation, and then they moved on of like, oh yeah, like they're all kind of defective, weird, and special. So I guess the chips didn't work on them. Oh well, let's just keep going with the plot. Like, I liked that. I liked how they didn't spend like 30 minutes explaining why it didn't work.
Right.
Like, it didn't work. Let's just like move on, kind of a thing.
Yeah, the episode moved pretty fast. It was 70 minutes, I think, and it went by really fast.
Yeah,
A lot of scenes. They get sent on the mission, and then meet Saw.
Yeah, we saw Saw Gerrera again. And that was really cool when Saw Gerrera shows up. I was like, oh, like I knew he was in it because I've seen the trailer, but I didn't know like he was going to be in it like this early. And I wonder if he's going to be like a recurring character in the show. But it was very cool to see him, and this was like the first time where like Saw Gerrera like is like talking, and I was like, I finally get his character now. Like for most of the stuff that I've seen Saw Gerrera do, I was like, I don't care. Like not that I don't care. That's absolutely the wrong word I was going to say, but I don't get like how he ended up the way he ends up, and like I've like when they were like, I don't remember the line exactly, but he's like, we have to work to make sure like the people that fought, that their lives weren't lost for nothing, or like weren't meaningless.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, I get it now. Like he's doing this so his sister sacrifice during the Clone Wars wasn't in vain. Like, okay, like I finally get Saw now.
Right.
And I think that was really cool. That was a really good character moment, at least like for me, for Saw Gerrera.
He was first introduced in Clone Wars, right?
Right, yeah, he was.
And then the first time I saw him was Rogue One.
Yeah, then he's in Rogue One, played by Forrest Whitaker. Lies! Deception!
Yeah, and then is he in Rebels? I can't remember.
He's in Rebels, yep.
Okay.
He's in Rebels, and then he's in Jedi Fallen Order.
Right, I remember that one.
And he is in...
He's picking up quite a resume.
He's in a couple of the books, too. He's in Dark Lords of the Sith. And I think he's in a couple of other books, too.
Right.
That I probably haven't read, but... Yeah, so we got a lot of Saw in general, but in this one we got a little bit of Saw, and it was really good.
Right. And that part of the story kind of leads the Tarkin to basically pin these guys down as traitors / conspirators.
Yeah, I mean, kind of going off of that, like, man, our predictions were pretty off on what the show's going to be about, really. Because I thought kind of like the whole season was going to be like about this, and like they're like, no, we just did this all in episode 1.
Yeah,
like we still have like however many other episodes left.
Well, I was going to say our predictions were right, but they all happened so fast.
Like I thought that was what the whole season was going to be about, and they're like, no, dude, like we got other story we want to tell. Like,
right.
Yeah, it was cool how Tarkin is like, we're probably not going to continue the contract with the clones, and they're like, what are you talking about? We still have like another 10,000 or whatever on contract, and he's like, well, no, that was your contract with the Republic. We're the Empire now.
Right. Yeah, that's interesting to see. To your point from past Aaron and past Mitch's conversation with expectations, I'm excited to see how they transition from clones into stormtroopers.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Well, yeah, I mean, how that happens, but also,
like, do they have a purge like they did with the Jedi? You know, do they go out and kill all the clones? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so, because Rex and Rebels, like him and Wolf and a couple other people, they were just like retired, and like the Empire knew they were there.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm just wondering, like, I just don't know where the show's going from here on out. Like, I don't know what they're gonna do. But yeah, we met Omega.
Right.
And they kind of like tried to. I'm glad they didn't like keep this like a mystery for like half the season or whatever, because like I think we all kind of knew that Omega was a clone.
Yeah.
And they were just like, yeah, she's a clone. She's just a woman, like a girl, like. So I'm really glad that like that was like they weren't gonna like string that along as like some big reveal.
I wonder when I first saw her before they revealed that, I thought maybe because a lot of these animated Star Wars shows, they have, a young person who's somewhat force sensitive, and that kind of comes into play. I wonder if she might become force sensitive. And then my question was, can the clones become force sensitive?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say no.
Yeah.
Not to sound too mean, Mitch.
That's
But
not mean.
yeah,
It's just it's just an honest question
yeah,
from a different point of view, I guess.
from an honest dude.
It's just an honest day's work. Yeah,
Drink cranberry juice, folks.
I was just wondering that today because I never thought about that. And
Yeah,
this one is more focused on the clones than it is on Anakin
Jedi.
and Ahsoka and Obi-Wan and all the other Jedi,
Yeah.
You have your fill of Jedi. And in this show, it kind of seems like it's obviously centered around the Bad Batch, but it makes you wonder. But all of these shows have had some figure that kind of comes into play that's force sensitive.
I guess I mean, like, you've got in Clone Wars, you had Ahsoka, who was like the young kid who comes in.
You have Ezra.
Then you have Ezra.
You have Baby Yoda.
You have Grogu. Yeah.
So I was wondering with Omega, maybe there's something there, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah. I'm gonna say I hope not. We don't need that in this. And it just kind of like opens up too many plot holes. But
and it's kind of it'd be nice if they just started fresh and didn't go that route with this show as well, like they have with all the other ones.
Yeah. Well, so they do their mission. They don't kill Saw's people. And yeah, like you said, Tarkin kind of calls them traitors, and they figure out that Omega is a clone.
Mm-hmm.
And they go back to Kamino, and they end up taking Crosshair, and they like amplify his inhibitor chip.
Yeah, he's the only one that was somewhat affected by Order 66.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was like I don't know, it's like the batteries were going out on his chip or something,
Yeah. So they kind of like Winter Soldier him, they flash his memory kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes out at the end of this episode, and he and the rest of the Bad Batch kind of have a standoff.
Right.
And it was pretty cool. Looks like he's gonna kill Wrecker for a second.
Yeah.
And then Omega shoots the gun out of his hands, essentially.
Uh-huh.
And they get out of there and escape. And
with Omega.
With Omega.
Just the four of them.
Wrecker's fine. So you got Wrecker, Omega, Tech, Hunter,
Echo.
and Echo. And that's our Bad Batch now. And they are flying to a planet like J19, I think is what it was, maybe. Something like that.
Yeah, they're going to go find somebody.
Yeah. And that's where the episode ends off at. And yeah, I'm just wondering where we're going from here, because I don't know.
Yeah. Sounds like we're going to have some kind of I don't know if you want to call it a cameo, because it's not like an actor, actress, but a character cameo.
Yeah.
In the next episode.
Yeah.
Because they're going to find something. They made it sound big.
Yeah. I don't know if they're going to go back to Saw. I don't know if they're... I'm trying to think of like another Clone Wars character that could come in.
Yeah, all the Jedi that are alive are going to be in hiding.
Yeah.
At this point. Obi-Wan and Anakin were probably having their fight during this.
Yeah, I'm guessing
episode.
So. Something like that, yeah. We got to see quickly the Emperor like do a speech again where he's like, "The Republic is absolved." And like I like how like Wrecker could not give a crap about like the speech. He's just like, yeah, that was funny.
He needs some Adderall.
Yeah, for something.
I like him. He's the comic relief.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. They did a good job, like weaving in pieces of the prequel trilogy and Clone Wars and the
Rebels and
original
Clone
trilogy
Wars.
with
Yeah.
Tarkin. Yeah, kind
Yeah.
of. It was a nice segue from a different point of view.
It's definitely like Clone Wars felt very much like the prequels. Rebels felt like the in between, but like more towards the original trilogy.
Yeah,
And like this one feels like the in between, but more like on the prequel side.
yeah,
So I think that's really cool. It'll be fun at some point when Bad Batch is done, where you can watch Clone Wars, then you watch Bad Batch, then you can watch Rebels, like back to back to back.
right.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, how many seasons do you think Bad Batch is gonna go?
If I could guess, I would say like 3 or 4.
Yeah,
But
I was gonna say 4.
yeah, what I think they'll do, because they've got a bunch of shows coming out, and a lot of
Mhm.
them seem like they might be animated.
Mhm.
What I think they're gonna do, it kind of seems like season 8 of Clone Wars. Like it
Right.
just continues, but
Right. It's
it's
got the same.
obviously branching off.
Yeah.
But it's continuing from where it left off. And then I think that maybe at the end of Bad Batch, whenever that may be, 3 or 4 or 5 or 7 seasons, they may branch into another show.
Yeah, that could definitely be a thing.
It's kind of a thing right now with Star Wars.
Yeah, in December they talked about they had like their Star Wars, shows where they talked about we're gonna have Ahsoka, we're gonna have Kenobi. I mean, Kenobi was already announced, but they were talking about Kenobi. They were talking about Republic
Yeah.
Republic Commanders. Was that what it was called?
Yeah, something like that. And there's like Visions.
Yeah, but they were talking.
Yeah.
They were talking about how the Mandalorian, Ahsoka, and this Republic Commander show was gonna all kind of be like a Marvel thing where they're all gonna be tied together and they're gonna be telling and pushing like a bigger story.
Right.
So I wonder if we're gonna get something like that in like the animation side of Star Wars. If we're gonna get like Bad Batch, and we'll get something else that kind of spins off from Bad Batch, and like they're all getting together for a bigger story too.
Yeah. I would love to see something like the Marvel Cinematic Universe with Star Wars, because with Star Wars you can branch off in so many different directions and so many different time periods, and you can figure out a way to connect them all.
Right. I mean, like, well, in a way that's like crazy is like Star Wars is kind of doing that, and they kind of did it. Like MCU was first, right? But like the MCU has like had the TV shows like Agents of Shield and like Daredevil and stuff like that before we got into like the Marvel, like the Disney Plus stuff.
Right.
And none of those characters ever crossed over with the main characters of like the MCU.
Yeah.
But then like in Star Wars, like we already got that. Like we've got Saw Gerrera like in a movie.
Yeah.
We've got like you can find Chopper.
And in different time periods too.
Yeah, you can find Chopper in Rebels, and he's
Darth Maul.
he's in there. Yeah, you got Darth Maul coming, like like
characters coming into the TV shows too.
Yeah. I mean, or like the fact that in Clone Wars, Darth Maul was brought back to life, and Han Solo, the Solo movie, like acknowledges that.
Right.
Like so, like in a way, like they're kind of doing that. Like they've been doing that for a while, and like in a way, they've been like, at least in one regard, one step ahead of Marvel.
Right.
So yeah, it's interesting, and like now they're kind of going to be embracing that a little more, and we've got not Tarkin, we've got Thrawn, who was in the books, he's in Rebels, and then he gets a live action shout out in Mandalorian. So I mean, it's only a matter of time before we see Thrawn, a live action Thrawn, and that's gonna be really cool.
Yeah, Benedict Cumberbatch.
Well, he said he is not going to play him.
Ah, dang it.
He says
I just heard a rumor at some point, and I thought that'd be a really good casting for him. It
would be perfect, but he said like a month ago that he doesn't want to waste his time getting in blue makeup every day.
Listen, Benedict.
Listen,
You should be Thrawn.
Rangers of the New Republic. That's what that show's called. Yeah, Benedict Cumberbutt. You should be Thrawn. And once again, future Aaron and future Mitch calling out. Present Elon Musk. You should be Iron Man.
Yeah. So you just got added to our list.
You got added to the list.
Benedict.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Wrapping up, any final thoughts you want to get off your chest right now specifically about Bad Batch, but that can be about anything general.
No. I mean, maybe yes. I liked it. I'm excited to see where it goes. One thing I do hope is that it does not drag on, and I hope it is less than like 15 episodes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm guessing we're gonna get like 10 episodes or less.
Yeah, because the 20-something episode seasons of Clone Wars
was a lot.
Yeah, that's one reason why I haven't taken the time to finish it all, because it's just so long.
I imagine Bad Batch will wrap up 2 weeks before Loki comes out.
That would be great. That's June 11th?
Yeah, June 11th.
Cool.
So,
what about you? Any final thoughts?
The animation style was just like season 7 of Clone Wars, beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
It makes it hard to go back and watch Rebels and the older Clone Wars stuff.
Right.
It looks really good. There are a ton of times where I was just like, holy cow, that looks amazing. Yeah, I just want to I don't know if they're putting a lot of money into Bad Batch to make it look that good. I kind of thought they're just putting a lot of money into season 7 of Clone Wars just because they're like, hey, this is the last season. We want to go out with a bang. We want to make it look as good as possible. But now I'm just wondering if it's the same amount of money essentially as they used for Clone Wars, but just the technology has gotten a lot better since Clone Wars came out, that the money goes further now with how the show looks. I don't know. But it looks really good, and I'm very happy and excited about that.
Yeah. Yeah, it looked really good. I agree.
Yeah.
Probably a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what do you rate this first episode?
So that's another thing I wanted to say is, with Clone Wars, we got the theatrical release of Clone War, like the movie that was like the pilot for Clone Wars, and then for Rebels, we got like an hour-long special episode to start off with Clone Wars, or with Rebels, excuse me. And this was better than both of those two. So I had to watch the series premiere of the Clone Wars movie, the series premiere of Rebels, or the series premiere of Bad Batch. I would watch this again, first, because this was really good. So yeah, I would give this it's currently on Rotten Tomatoes. It's got a 100% rating. Wow,
that's not bad.
Yeah, and I would give it, at the very least, a 9 out of 10. Maybe a 10 out of 10. It was very good, very entertaining.
And it leaves they brought in a lot of people to already kick you into this new storyline. That was good. Tarkin. I always like seeing Tarkin.
I wonder if Tarkin is going to be one of the main bad guys for the series, or for season 1.
What an iconic character.
What do you rate it?
I'd probably give it an 8.
An 8.
But that's not because I didn't like anything. I don't know. I don't know why I give an 8. Just wasn't quite at 9 for me. It was good.
Okay. Does your opinion change at all now that you know that it was Kanan and not just a random kid?
Yeah.
At the beginning. Just wondering.
Yeah, that. It didn't change my opinion on the episode really. It was just kind of a cool thing that I didn't pick up on at the beginning. I thought that the kid. I thought he would have a bigger role in the show after he ran away.
Gotcha.
I thought that would be part of when they said, "I have a mission for you." I thought it was going to be we've tracked down the kid, go kill him. I thought he was going to come back in, but now that I know who he is, I don't know if we'll ever see him again in the show.
I don't know if we will see him again or not. It would be cool if we did, but
yeah. I think there's a chance because we see a much older version of him in Rebels, so
Yeah,
there's a lot of space there.
It's possible that Crosshairs like goes out and tries to hunt him down.
Yeah,
since he knows he's still alive. That would be cool.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
I think we will see something.
Yeah,
with
I hope
him,
so.
But I don't. Yeah.
I mean, again, Kanan's awesome. So
that's all for me for Bad Batch.
This was. It may have bad in the title, but I think we can agree it was pretty good.
It was pretty good.
It was pretty good.
Well, we'll be talking a lot more Star Wars in the future.
Yeah. So for future reference, folks, Bad Batch will be taking Falcon and the Winter Soldier's slot on our show. We'll be talking about the episodes on a weekly basis. So make sure to stick around so you are up to date about that.
And we'll also be talking a lot of other Star Wars lore and rumors and news and all of the above.
And all of the good stuff.
Kind of a Star Wars themed month, I would say.
Probably.
Or however long Bad Batch goes.
However long Star Wars exists, we will talk about it.
Yeah, I should have said that like that.
All right, folks, thank you for joining us. Make sure to subscribe already if you haven't.
Yeah, give us a rating and a review.
Rate and review.
We did get a review.
We did.
And, man.
Mitch loved it.
Yeah.
That's all we're going to say about it, right? Like, do we want to... If you want to look at it, go rate our episode and review it, and then you can see it.
Yeah, go look at it, and, yeah.
Yeah, we appreciate your review, though.
Whoever you are.
Yeah.
If I know you, let me know who you are because I want to know who you are.
Right.
And if I don't know you, then let me know who you are because I still want to know who you are.
Because I want to know you. Yeah. Yeah. Like we said, please like and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Our handle is Moderately Interesting Pod.
The Moderately Interesting Pod.
The Moderately Interesting Pod.
Mm-hmm.
You can follow us on Twitter at ModeratleyInt21. The numbers 2 and 1.
Mm-hmm.
Mitch, anything you want to say before we sign off on this beautiful day?
Just quick reminder. It only costs $4 billion to whip up an Iron Man suit, and Elon Musk, you are worth a lot more than that. So just get it done.
Elon Musk, for the price of a cup of coffee a day, you could be Iron Man.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of coffee
you spend on coffee.
Yeah, I don't know what you spend on coffee, but I'm assuming it's something like that.
Billionaire coffee.
Thank you guys for joining us for this fantastic May the 4th episode of the Moderately Interesting Podcast. I'm your host, Aaron.
And I'm Mitch.
And make sure to tip your lifeguards. Bye-bye.